I heard it. I can see you. Oh,
Oh,
we're live. My bad for the on time people. We're here. Of course, I always seem to have technical fucking difficulties, but we are back with another episode of Dirty Bird Days Report, the unofficial official podcast of Falcons Twitter. I am here with Marcus Sniffles, one of the top Falcons fans in the nation, and he was very excited and jerked off after our win to the Eagles. Philadelphia Eagles, 22-1. I apologize for this episode being so late in the week. Work has been crazy for me. I don't know if y'all have fiscal years and y'all have to do crazy shit, but it's just chaotic this week. So I finally have time today. We are very excited, especially Marcus, that the Falcons were victorious against the Eagles. Like, wow. I'm still in shock that that happened. 22-1 coming back at the last minute, and I almost turned my TV off and went to bed. That was a lot. What did you think of the game, Marcus?
you said you almost went to sleep after that game?
Let me tell you, we were playing so shitty the whole game. Like, couldn't score in the red zone. Uh, some of the defense players, they were fucking up. They couldn't stop that fucking ass fucking tush push. At some point, when is it gonna be illegal? At this point, because goddamn, it
Never.
works. It's like good for you, but like what the fuck? Kirk was not playing very well. He was moving more this time, but he wasn't playing very well. It was like overall, it was like, come on, what the fuck? And then 1 minute 36 seconds or 37 seconds, all of a sudden, who the fuck was that?
Mm.
Where did this come from? Why wasn't it like this all game? Who was that person? Like, who was that quarterback? Like, that's the $180 million I expect to see from the 14-minute mark or 15 minutes at the first quarter all the way to the end. What was that?
I would just like to say that I feel like I was right and wrong about most of that game. I was right in the fact that they would feature Bijan Robinson a whole lot. He had like 14 carries and I think 4 catches. So they really made an effort to get him the ball, which is smart. Like he's clearly the best player on offense. Yeah, that last drive by Kirk Cousins, man, was not expecting. I wasn't expecting them to move the ball down the field so quickly. I thought it might have been a little bit more dinking and dunking, but it just felt like it was just like 3 plays and they're in the red zone. I'm like, what just happened here? And I think where I was wrong at is, and where I guess I'm still wrong about is I thought Kyle Pitts would be more of a factor in this game. Uh, it might be almost time to have a conversation about Kyle Pitts because I don't know if you know this. I didn't know this until I talked to Breeze about it. Do you know how tall Kyle Pitts is? Like, if you had to guess, do you know how tall he is?
If I'm not mistaken, he's 6'4",
He is 6'6".
6'6".
I thought he was 6'4". He is 6'6".
He has like
That man,
crazy wingspan.
that man is massive, and for him to not be able to either get open or not have plays, that and like make him look good and let him take advantage of his athletic abilities is kind of it's not a good look right now for Kyle Pitts. Like you can't be that big and tall and fast and like you can't get open. You can't make plays. Meanwhile, meanwhile in Las Vegas, Brock Bowers is out there killing shit. The Detroit Lions tight end is still killing it. Like there's a lot of other tight ends that are doing better than you. And it's just like at some point there's going to be a tough conversation about what it is and who he is and what he's actually worth on that team. Maybe he's good somewhere else, but in Atlanta, he is not what they drafted him to be. I'll ask you this on that third down play. What did you think about that? From
Which downplay.
when the Eagles had it down, like their second to last drive when I threw it to Saquon and he dropped the ball.
Man,
A lot of people were kind of going back and forth on saying like, oh, the Eagles should have ran the ball, or the Eagles, throwing the ball wasn't that bad of a play, but they should have went for it on a fourth down. Like in that moment, how were you feeling about your? Because I that's when I thought the game was over. Because I was like, they run the ball, the time kind of keeps going, they probably go for it, and that game is, game's pretty much over. And when they threw the ball, I was like, wow, Saquon's wide open. This game is he's probably gonna walk into the end zone, and he dropped it. I was like, oh, that's bad. But
yeah. So during that, I thought they should have ran the ball. I thought they were going to run the ball because they were running down our throats between Saquon and Hurts. Like, we weren't stopping them very much. We had a couple of stops, but for the most part, I was like, they're going to run down our throats. Now, when he dropped it, I was like, oh, shit. That's all I said was, oh, shit. Because either A, we're going to get the opportunity to score, and we're going to actually score, which I doubted. Just like the point, we had a 0.7% chance to win that they gave us. Yeah, I was like, yeah, we fail. We have a history as Falcons of failing to capitalize and failing to score when we need it the most. So I was like, oh, we're gonna do that, or we're just gonna be a whole waste of time. Like, people were like, oh, they had the opportunity to win, we had the opportunity to win. I was like, who? Who? Us? The Falcons? You sure? I mean, I hope so. But I was like, I don't think so. And, well, I was wrong. I was very wrong. I was extremely wrong. Because, wow. Yeah, we
yeah,
did that.
I was
But they
surprised
could
that
have
they did
won.
throw the ball. I was surprised they threw the ball. I was surprised. I think the Falcons drive before that when Bijan got stopped in on like a third down run. I was kind of like, oh, this game feels over. But man, I don't want to take any credit away from the Falcons in getting that win because I feel like we talked about this before. How that that game against the Eagles was pretty much for the season. Like if y'all lose that game, y'all season feels like it's pretty much over heading having Kansas City come into town. And the Falcons did what they had to do, but there's a part of me that kind of feels like the Eagles, like I feel like Eagles fans are more upset than Falcons fans are happy about the result of that game. Like I feel like Eagles fans are like, dog, there's no reason we should have lost that game. Like we did everything wrong on offense on that first or on the second to last drive. And then Jalen Hurts, I think on second down, where all you have to do is get in field goal range and you have a timeout left and he's just chucking it down the field while getting sacked and it gets intercepted. It's like what are we doing, guys? Like we're just gonna just give this game away. And that's I guess maybe that's what it felt like. It felt more so like the Eagles gave the game away when they could have not easily won it, but they probably should have won that game.
They should have won that game, to be honest. I'm very happy that they didn't before y'all. Oh, y'all are fake fans. Y'all don't want the team to win. Did you not see how shitty we played for four? We're gonna call it 4 quarters. Like, because pretty much a minute 30 some seconds, 37, 36 seconds. That's the only time we played great. Other than that, we were playing shitty all game. Like, come on now. But I'm grateful we won. But yeah, they should have won. The touch pushers were successful. Jalen Hurts running down our throats were successful. Um, we're gonna have to have a conversation about Troy. What's his name? I almost said Troy Landon, but it's Nate. Not it's Troy Anderson. He was missing assignments left and right. We really felt the effects of Nate Landon not being here. Like those effects were definitely felt with him not being there and present. So we're gonna have to sign some LB or something to in this mix because Troy, I don't know if it's because he didn't have Nate there that he was messing up. A leader needs to be emerge on there in the back, besides Jesse Bates, but on the linebacker core just to help him because I don't know what was going through his head. Maybe he was having an off day. Who knows? We all have off days. So it could have been anything. But yeah, I really am happy we won because, like we said on the last episode, teams that go 0-3 do not make the playoffs. So that was a must win game. And Kirk definitely showed us why he is a 180 million quarterback. As far as Kyle Pitts goes, I'm here
About
for that. Hmm?
when it comes to Kirk Cousins, do you feel so after that game? Like, do you feel better, worse, or the same about Kirk Cousins after that performance? Because, like you said, he didn't like he played like he moved around a little bit better. He was under center, did play action, but he still didn't really play as an elite quarterback. Do you feel better, worse, or the same about him going into Kansas City?
It's to be determined. I feel better in the fact that he can actually, one, throw the goddamn ball, two, move when he actually needs to. You know what I'm saying? Like move when he needs
Mhm.
to, and come in clutch moments. Wasn't sure if he completely had that, but now I'm like, okay, I can see when it's clutch that he can get the job done. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, clearly he can move. Hopefully he does that all game long, and he went for 200 something yard throwing yards. I think it was 233. That's in my car. I gotta go look at the thing. But 233 yards throwing. I didn't realize that. But I do feel better because the overall performance from him was better this week than it was last week. So seeing positive growth makes me feel better about him, but also to be determined because this is just 2 games, you know?
Yeah, and it's weird how like you know opinions can drastically change off of one play in the NFL because if if the Eagles throw that pass to Saquon and Saquon catches it and gets the first down and falls down inbounds and they pretty much run out the clock or kick a field goal and all that stuff. The way that y'all feel about the Falcons is completely different at 0-2 heading into Kansas City as opposed to being 1-1 going into Kansas City. It's just like there's such a wide variance of emotions based on like a handful of plays. It's just like if one play goes a different way, all of a sudden I feel like the vibe of this podcast is a little bit more like it's more like all right, it's time to press the panic button. Kind of like how I'm sure Ravens fans and Bengals fans are feeling a little bit more pressure because it's like dog, we're 0-2 right now. We don't look that good. The Steelers are 2-0, the Chiefs are 2-0. There's a lot of good teams. Not the Chargers are 2-0, and it's like we can't afford to fall behind. And if the Falcons fall to 0-2 while the Saints are 2-0, while the Bucks are 2-0, this season right now feels a lot different. So um, this Kansas City game it's still a game that you obviously you'd like to win, especially with the way Kansas City is playing right now. But it's not a game where if you lose, your season feels like it's over. At 1-2, you're still alive. You're still floating and you're still treading water. You can still make something happen. But like at 0-3, it's a wrap. Especially with what oh my gosh. Y'all's yeah. I, I feel like every game feels like a must win for y'all, but I'm looking at y'all schedule. So after Kansas City, you guys have 3 straight division games, 2 on a road. You have to go. Oh no, two at home. So you have to play the Saints, and then on a short week, play the Bucks, and then the Panthers, which is that's a JV team over there. So
And that's why some people are like, yeah, I always go overtime, after seeing the Saints play last week and stuff. Some fans and content creators like, oh, we can go 0-5 because the Saints are doing good. If we don't win this, da da da, blah blah blah. But like you were saying, it is funny how much things can change based off one play or one thing. But that's the joy of football, that's the joy of being a football fan and watching football. Because remember, man, we had the conversation for the best wide receiver. It was fucking Julio. It was Trump. It was other people. My brain is firing right now. And then who made a one-handed catch, and all of a sudden he's the greatest receiver now. Who made that one-handed catch, and all of a sudden he's in the topic for the greatest wide receiver. And it was just like, what? Off a one-handed catch? It was a beautiful one-handed catch, but still. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's gonna have to be talked about. You can't block. It's Dion
Your
actually
your sound is kind of breaking up. I can't really understand what you're saying. Yeah. So yeah. Hello.
baby. So I'm here.
Okay.
I can
Your
hear you.
sound was your sound was kind of going in and out. I couldn't really understand what you were saying.
Right.
I still can't really hear you. Oh no, she left. Oh my god. Oh man. So yeah. So I guess something that what up sabotage. If I don't know if it's something that they should be concerned about as far as the run defense because the Eagles' offensive line is pretty good and Saquon Barkley is pretty good. Heading into next week though, without what Pacheco and they got a rookie running back there, uh the run defense has to be better than it was last week. And I honestly I would probably play I'd probably let them try to beat you running the ball. Like really focus on shutting down Rasheed Rice, not letting Travis Kelsey get going, and having someone over the top for what's that dude's name? The rookie receiver Zay Worthy. Like as long as you can prevent someone from beating you deep and all the underneath stuff with Kelsey and Rasheed Rice, I would let them run all day. Just don't let Patrick Mahomes get the big play and get touchdowns on you. Hold them to field goals. Because if we're being honest, like the Chiefs have not been playing well this season. Their defense hasn't been elite as they're not as elite as they were last year, and the numbers kind of are bearing that out. And they're giving up a lot of yards to say the least. And I think this might be the game. I'm gonna say it again. I think this is gonna be another big Bijan Robinson game. Like this is a game where he's gotta get 20 carries, 5 targets, like whatever you can do to get him the ball, it needs to be done. He needs to have all the touches. I don't know what did Tyler Algier do last week? I didn't really look at his numbers.
All right, testing. Can you hear me better now?
Yes.
Okay. Tyler Algier, he got injured. So he wasn't in the game after, I think, middle of the second quarter. He hopped off and he was limping with one leg. So hopefully he can come back and pull something off. Or if he needs to sit, he needs to sit because he's a crucial part of the game. But shut your fucking car up with that stupid ass muffler engine shit. I hate that shit. It be vibrating your whole car and stuff. Like, get your ass out of here.
Oh my
Anyway,
god.
God damn, that should be so annoying. You just minding your business, la da 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 da, on a beautiful day, and all of a sudden, and your whole car vibrating like a giant fucking vibrator. Jesus Christ. Anyways, I'm sorry. Apologies. The John went goddamn 14 carries for 97 yards. Yeah, for 97 yards.
Yeah,
So he might have to do it all next week, especially if Algier's out. And I don't think, do we have a backup? Do we
I
have
mean
a
at that point it doesn't really matter. Once you start going, past Tyler Algier, it doesn't really matter who the backup person is behind that. That third running back spot is not super important to know.
Yeah. So he'll have to step up for that. Um, we're gonna have to make some shake for Pitts. I don't know what's going on. I thought he had a clean bill of health. At least that's what they've been saying all off season, and his health is back. So I'm not sure what's going on with that, but they did lie to us about Kirk Cousins. Clearly, he's still a little wonky, but he was doing more play action. They did it just to prove to the fans that he could. Uh, on was it Monday night. So we'll see if they get him back in the game because people are going to start clamoring for him. I'm sure the fantasy football folks are like, what the fuck, Falcons play Pitts? I haven't seen much from the fans regarding Pitts, but that's going to start. If we don't start seeing him produce, that is definitely going to start. Because Mooney is finally our top wide receiver from last week. He was the top wide receiver. He got one touchdown. Oh my God. Speaking of that flip he did, I almost lost my shit. I was like, if you injure yourself, dog, like if you injure yourself or if you land wrong and don't land in the goal line, I'm gonna beat your ass. Cause like, bro, what are you doing? Don't stress me out like that. Don't stress me out like that. I'm like, he just gonna stop and flip. I'm like, what if he flipped back on his ass and he just hit the 1 yard line? God, like everything went crazy. Cause who is that player, that wide receiver that would get to the goal line and drop the ball before he crossed it?
Oh, Sean Jackson.
Yes, that's what they reminded me of. I was like, I swear to God, like,
Don't
okay,
do it.
it was cool, but come on, man, don't. Oh Lord, don't be
Stressing you out.
stress me out. So he got a touchdown, and then Drake London. That touchdown, the fact that Drake London was shocked had me cracking up. I was
Yeah.
like, "Why are you shocked right now? Why are you shocked? Right? You should not be shocked. Okay, if
He
you're
was
shocked,
wide. He was wide open though. He was so open. Wow.
wide open." I'm like, I don't know if you don't trust Kirk, if you didn't trust not being wide open, or what. But that was great. And oh my God, y'all, I don't know what we're gonna do, Raheem. Raheem is a great liar because
What?
yeah, I sent you that shit. So after Drake
Oh yeah, yeah.
goddamn touchdown, he did a gun celebration with that involved um
Allegedly, allegedly.
allegedly gun shooting a gun. Boom, 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 boom. Raheem's gonna get on a press conference talking about no, it wasn't a gun. He was imitating a t-shirt cannon.
That makes sense to me.
A t-shirt, a t-shirt cannon. Raheem, yeah. We know the seriousness about guns in America right now and all the violence. No, he would never do that. He knows better. He was doing a t-shirt cannon celebration.
Exactly.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think he said that Drake London practiced the t-shirt cannon celebration. And I'm just like, if this don't work out, Raheem could be in politics. He can definitely be in politics with that because what? Like a
People
t-shirt
are buying it.
celebration. Come on, man.
Sounds believable to me. I don't know. I think he's doing. I think he said the right thing. He did what he was supposed to do.
He did. He said the right thing. He protected his player, from all that hoopla, and all the backlash that he could have gotten. Hey, I'm here for a coach protecting their players. Hey, that's all good in the hood. That was funny. Someone took my pocket spot. I'm be mad, y'all. Okay, nobody took my pocket spot. So going into next game, I think I heard. I'm sorry, y'all. I've had technical difficulties during this, but I think you said something about the Chiefs running back.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Isaiah Pacheco.
he's on injured IR.
Yeah, he like broke his arm, I believe.
Yeah. He's on my fantasy team, y'all, so I had to move him to IR, and I'm very depressed about it.
Yeah, I don't know anything about fantasy. I'm not in a fantasy league, so I'm not.
Yes, you are. We're in a fantasy league where
No, I'm not.
we have a we have a damn dictator who somehow got first pick.
The only fantasy leagues I participate in have kickers as an option. So
We don't have kickers.
y'all don't have kickers. I'm not in that league, so I
Let
don't
us have
I
defense.
don't I don't know anything about that. I know nothing about that.
Like the man didn't want us to even have defense. Like what? Why? Why not?
He doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. I don't know if you remember, but last year he wanted us to have the option of playing two quarterbacks at the same time. I was
Yeah,
like,
that was like what?
I'm like, are you a psychopath? Like,
You do
play
it at a
good
time.
old fashioned fantasy football. There's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't need to be fixed. It doesn't need to be changed. Just quarterback, two running backs, two wide receivers, tight end, flex, defense, kicker. That's it.
That's it. That's it. That's all. He was tripping. And speaking of Breeze, make sure you tune in to KTSE Ave every week. And on there, they also talk about football. Okay, and the Falcons. Jesse Bates. Jesse Bates. That man was worth every penny. Every fucking penny.
He looks good out there.
He looks great like Frosted Flakes, and he sealed the win. Because I don't know if you saw the Manning's Monday Night Football show that they did, and they had Matt Ryan on there as a special guest. Um, the Mannings were like, he's moving too fast. They're like Kirk Cousins in the 2 minute drill was moving too fast. They're like, no, you're supposed to slow it down so they don't have the opportunity to score. So Peyton was kind of stressed out about that. Because he was like, bro, you're supposed to slow it down and we're gonna run it and we're gonna do like little plays. He scored too fast. He's like, now Jalen Hurts and them have the opportunity to come back. So since he was stressing, I started stressing out. But they did have 40 seconds left, the Eagles, and the
Plenty,
way that they
plenty of
scored the
time.
ball almost every time afterwards, I was starting to stress out because I'm like, yeah, they have a lot of time, and all they have to do is get three and do the fucking tush push, and then they have another set of downs. So thank God for Jesse Bates because he sealed the win with that interception, and it was over. When I tell you I had to hold my scream, like I like did a half scream. I had to stop myself because I realized what time it was at night, and I was like, "Oh my God, thank thank you, Jesse Bates." Now that was probably the greatest free agent signing that the Falcons have had in the last I don't know how many years, maybe a decade.
Wow.
Because that man worth every penny. We've had some free agents that weren't worth shit. That man
Mhm.
worth every single dime. And he has a little son that he gave the ball to at the end of the game. A little baby. I was like, that's cute. But I'm not expected to win this Chiefs game. It's the Chiefs. Um, I mean, well, you're not a fan. We gotta win every game. Shut the fuck up. I'm a realist. I'm just a real. You keep it real. Do I want to win? Duh. Am I just gonna have my hopes up that we're gonna beat the Chiefs? The fucking Chiefs? No.
I
I'm
almost I almost got kicked out of a Colts group chat because I said the Chiefs were going to win the Super Bowl and not the Colts. I was like, what? Like, is it that far out of the ordinary to be like, yeah, I think the Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl again, seeing as they've won the last two and they still have Patrick Mahomes? Yeah, I think the Chiefs have a good chance of repeating. They're like, oh, you're not a real fan. You gotta pick the cup. Like, all right, guys. Like, I'm not.
that's like
I'm
Browns.
a
Like
I'm a fan, but I'm like, come on, I watch football. Like, no, come on.
right. Like let's be realistic here. Is it always a possibility for your team to win the Super Bowl?
Mm,
Yeah.
It depends on your team. Like if you're a
Depends
Panther
on,
fan, no.
it depends on the team, but shit, crazy shit can happen.
Yeah.
Injuries can happen. The division sucks, and you just luck up and happen to get up there. Like I think the Eagles with what's that dude, Foles, Nick Foles.
Yeah.
Nobody expected them to win the Super Bowl. Nobody expected them to even go to the playoffs that year, if I'm not mistaken. Like, and that happened. Miracles happen every day,
Every day.
every day. But now people are talking about us, and I don't want to say the wrong show. I think it's Pat McAfee or some show. I was gonna say with a white man on it, but there's a lot of shows. Talk
Pat
about,
McAfee.
yeah. I think that's him. But he's talking about we're Super Bowl contenders. And I'm like, whoa, ho, 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 wait a minute now. Slow your roll. Just last week one, we were in the shitter. We were not Super Bowl contenders. Now, week two, where we played a little better, and then in the last minute 37 seconds, we looked like a fucking amazing. Now we're Super Bowl contenders? Huh?
Well, that's the thing about the sports media is that everything swings so far. It's just like if you lose, you're the worst team. You're not going anywhere. You're down the drain. Fans want the coaches fired, the quarterback benched, the GM fired. But when you win, it's like we're on the way up. We're going to the playoffs, MVP, all that stuff, and it's just the joys of fandom. Because I can tell you right now, people in the Colts chat want everybody fired. Everybody.
I'm
They want them all
here
fired.
for the joys of fandom. I am here. I am a fan. Trust me, I understand. Now, if we go on a fucking 8-game win streak or a fucking 10-game win streak, oh, I'm gonna be talking big shit. And then if we lose the next game after, I'm gonna be like, what the fuck? We suck.
We'll never win again.
We suck that fucking game. That fucking game. This is what I thought we'd be. You know what I'm saying? But that's a fan. He is a damn sports reporter person, whatever his title is. I don't even know what his show is on, if it's on ESPN or something. I don't know where it's all at, but bro, you shouldn't be talking crazy like the fans are. You should have more. I would think you'd have more of a like realistic reality concept of
Well,
fucking realism.
when it comes to sports media nowadays, it's if you want like actual like good conversation analysis about your specific team, you got to go to specific like people like YouTube creators and podcasts and stuff like that because like Stephen A. Smith is not watching all these games. You know what I'm saying? Like Mike Greenberg's not watching everything. And a lot of these, the national media cannot focus on every game because there's like last year or last offseason, I had to listen to all these people talk about how, oh, the Raiders got Gardner Minshew. Gardner Minshew, he almost led the Colts to the playoffs. I'm like, you can ask any Colts fan out there that watched Gardner Minshew play last year. He was not good. We won in spite of that guy. He's not a good quarterback. And the Raiders they're gonna find that out too. Like they're winning games, but they're gonna soon find out. Oh, Gardner Minshew is not good. But the national media who didn't watch him play and they just looked at the box score and the win loss column, they're like, oh, Gardner Minshew, he must be good. And it's like, mm-mm. So I mean, obviously, I'm gonna recommend people Falcons fan to watch DBNR. That's a good place to go. But like, there's I know Breeze talks up Aaron Freeman. He's really good, but you gotta find people that are specifically talking about your team if you want good information on your team because you're not gonna get it from the national media. I don't know why people even still complain about that anymore, man. It's like they're gonna talk about the Cowboys and the Lakers and the Chiefs. That's about it.
That's about it. You
About
got
it.
to go to Aaron Freeman, formerly known as Falc Fans, on Locked On Sports Network. Check him out. Out of your Falcon mind. They're also great. What in the world, Bo? Um, oh my God, I'm brain farting. I'll put everybody you need to listen to that I personally listen to in the description box. I'll link them. They're all great. Berto, 95 South Show. I'm thinking his name is Smitty. I'm brain farting. Y'all, I've had a long work week and I've been working overtime to get that money. So your girl is delusional. Okay? I could barely function and focus. All right. And I had barbecue because they catered barbecue today because they
Mm.
only like us in September and that's it. So I'm full and tired. All right. So apologies if you listen to this. Oh, you forgot me. I didn't forget about you. I can see your faces in my mind. I just can't forget the names right now. I'm forgetting the names right now. But yes, listening to those guys. I was gonna say something, but I'm not trying to be messy today.
Oh my god.
Maybe tomorrow. And of course, this is KTSE Av, so Breeze can get off his takes and his hot takes. And make sure you harass Breeze about um being a better fantasy football owner because league owner, whatever the term is, because he sucks right now. And I think he's in like the top 3.
Of course.
He did. So, we got any score predictions?
Um. Oh gosh, it's hard because I don't know which version of Kirk Cousins is going to show up. The Chiefs are banged up. I'm not gonna lie, they're banged up. So
Okay.
I
Do one for if he plays like he did in the all game, except for the minute 37, and then do one comes out at the minute 37. Kirk
well,
Cousins.
the thing is, it's like I think the Chiefs win regardless, no matter which version of Kirk Cousins shows up. It's all about how close the score is. I think the Chiefs are gonna put up probably like 24 to 27 points.
Mm.
And if Kirk Cousins can't move, if he's playing like week 1 Kirk Cousins, it'll probably be like 10 to 24. But if he can actually move around a little bit, do his play action, get under center, maybe like 17-27. I just I'm not I do not bet against the Chiefs anymore. Like I can't do
Uh,
it.
I forgot who the Chiefs played last week, but a lot of fans
They
in
played the
general,
Bengals.
the Bengals, a lot of fans in general, because I have never ever seen a Bengals fan before. No offense. Like, I don't see him on Twitter. I don't see him at all. So, Falcons fans and other teams fans that weren't the Bengals were like, the refs are cheating for the Chiefs last week. I remember seeing that on the timeline. They're like, why are the refs cheating for the Chiefs? So, between that, um, if Taylor Swift comes in the building, they said she's been 11-3 as long as she shows up to the game. That the Chiefs have been 11-3. So if she shows up, they're probably going to win. If we keep her out the building, that'd be great. But they're like, Taylor Swift, it makes us money when she comes through and does her concert. So they probably going to just let her in. I'm going to say about 21. And we're going to be in the 10s. But I see the
Dang.
Chiefs winning. Do I hope they win? Again, shut up. No, I don't hope they win. But it's the Chiefs. Like, let's just be realistic here about who the Chiefs are. They are that girl. They are alpha male of the NFL. Like, they're the Chiefs. Now, if we come up and win, cool. I'll be very ecstatic and very grateful. But that's what I got.
It would be a massive win if y'all could pull this one out.
Dog, if we pull this shit out, I don't even know what I'm gonna do. I'm probably
And
just
it's a Monday night game too, right?
Sunday night.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
yeah. Prime time Kirk Cousins. Let's get 2 weeks.
Time. So you have to pull it out in the last 2 minutes again.
It's the
Hopefully
best.
not.
It's the best time to do it.
We're gonna see. Any final thoughts?
Um. Yeah. I mean, my take on the Falcons being the 1 seed is looking a little bit shaky with how the Bucks and the Saints are playing. So, I as much as I need the Falcons to win against the Chiefs, It's not looking good. So I still think they're going to make the playoffs. So I still think that this is a playoff team. Like if Kirk Cousins just gradually over time over the season gets better and better every week, then this is going to be like a 10 to or like an 11 to 13 win team, I think.
That would be ideal. If we can just keep playing better and better and better, that would be ideal. I love it. I don't see us just going on a massive win streak and winning every game. But if we can win enough to get to the playoffs, Kirk's investment will be great. Will be, satisfactory to all of us, the 180 million. And we'll feel good about us as a team, like the Falcons as a Falcons. So yeah, y'all put y'all score predictions below. Like, comment, share the video. Go follow Marcus Sniffles. Go follow KTSE Ave and subscribe. Like all their videos. You got to just go through and goddamn spam them because that's what I be doing. Because I don't like them every week. But when I go, I just be spamming. Spamming through. And we will see y'all. I was after. They got to stop playing at night because I just be asleep. Sometime after the Chiefs game, and hopefully we come up with this dub. On that note, we out.